When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle. Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The only podcast.
In this room, anyway.
Ever.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, we're going to talk about
sex work.
Sex workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot and steamy.
You know them. You love them. We're going to have one on the show.
Yeah.
And he paid us to be here. So
who's the real sex worker in this case?
Yeah.
Still him.
Yeah. We're going to talk about sex workers, which is going to be magical.
Yeah.
But first, I think this is a good time to talk about Losers Month, Kyle.
I think so too.
Great. I'm glad we talked about this before it started happening.
Glad we planned this. Next month is going to be...
Which is December.
Next month, December.
People don't know how the calendar works.
Sure. Or if they're listening to this in the future, for us right now, December is the next month that's coming up.
Yes.
Next month, December 2025, is going to be Losers Month.
Which I really advocated for calling it Trump Month, but
that doesn't make any sense.
It didn't help with the marketing at all.
No.
He is a loser, though.
Right. Yeah. But you would have had to know that the initial thing was called Losers Month to understand what that meant. So some of your things go kind of, they're just kind of, you have to know what you're talking about to get it. And sometimes people don't. But what are we talking about? Because we haven't even explained what Losers Month is.
Oh, yeah, Losers Month.
So every month we put up a Patreon poll for our Gap Bridgers to vote on what episode topic we do that month. And
they don't always make the right choice.
They've been making some good choices lately.
Okay.
But there are always 3 topics, and that means one, sometimes 2 of them don't make the cut. They're the losers that no one votes on. Yep. So Derek has kindly gathered all of the losers that we have had, and we are putting them all on a big list, or 10 of them on a big list, so you can vote on all the episode topics that have lost in the poll.
Yep.
And this is their second chance to become an episode topic.
The redemption arc.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be posted in the Facebook group. It should be up there by the time you're hearing this.
If I get my shit together.
If Mike's shit is together, then it'll be posted to the Facebook group. So go to the Facebook group, vote on, you can select as many as you want, right?
Yeah. If you're like, I like all 10 of them, great. You can not actually vote.
Yeah. You can null out your own vote by voting for all of them, but vote for as many as you want. Yeah. And the top 5 will actually become episode topics, 1 for each week of the month, and then 1 will become the bonus Patreon episode for that month.
Yep. And Kyle and I each picked 5. So if you only pick Kyle's, I will.
Can you imagine a clean sweep?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the dream.
I'm having feelings. They're coming out in burp form about losing so badly to you.
I didn't even think about the fact that we know which 5. It's going to be like I hope it's probably going to be a mixture of our topics, because I think you have some weird ones that you picked.
Thanks.
Yeah. But I have some good ones in there, so.
Yeah, great. What else we got going on, Kyle?
I don't think anything.
Okay, how was your Halloween?
It was good. I hung out with you.
Yeah. That wasn't actually Halloween, though.
It was post-Halloween.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything on regular Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those gays. That's going to be my straightest, but...
Yeah. Yep. I was kind of surprised at the number of people that showed up to the house last night wearing costumes.
Oh.
Like we said, it was costume optional.
Yeah.
And I really thought that more people would take the option not to.
Yeah.
Yet people showed up wearing tails and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we've talked enough. Send in 100 words, everybody. Now the news. Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News the first, Kyle.
Yeah.
So, you know Glamour magazine?
Sure.
Well, there's a Glamour UK, and Glamour UK had a cover this month, its latest issue, that honors 9 groundbreaking trans women in a cover story.
And everyone loved it, and no one had any problems with it.
Correct. It was called Protect the Dolls, and nobody whose opinion matters anyway.
Mm.
But they're based in London, and they are promoting Protect the Dolls. But of course, she who shall not be named decided that she had to say something on X. I mean J.K. Rowling, everybody. She's an awful person. Do not give her or her franchise any money. I'm sorry. I know that gives some people pain, but you just don't. In a post on X, she wrote, quote, I grew up in an era where mainstream women's magazines told girls they needed to be thinner and prettier. Now mainstream women's magazines tell girls that men are better women than they are.
I mean, sometimes, girl.
This is giving, like, what does gay marriage take away from your marriage? Nothing. Mm-hmm. What do trans women take away from your womanhood? Nothing.
Totally.
Like, stop being a horrible fucking bitch.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
it's, and she won't let it go. Like it, and it's always on X too. It's like J.K. Rowling said on X, and it's just like, oh, I don't care anymore. I wish she would get blocked or something, because her opinion just doesn't matter. And like, just because you have a lot of money, all of a sudden that means now your opinion matters about something. Right. And it really shouldn't. Right.
Well, unfortunately, money can make your opinion matter in ways that it shouldn't, because it gives you the ability to amplify it and make, change, because you can throw change at it. Mm-hmm. And, but she's just bad. Like, if you had any thoughts, like, no, it can't be that bad, or she just says something trans negative like every once in a while. No,
she's like very firm in this belief.
It is virulent and constant. And if you support her at all financially, that money directly goes to hurt trans people.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mince words about that. Even though Harry Potter was cool, you have to be over it. Get over it, everybody. She's horrible.
Yeah, she is.
Anyway, a social media spokesperson for Glamour UK replied to her post, quote, better luck next year, Joe. Because this is for an award. And she has won an award. It was in 2005. But the implication that, like, she lost to all of these trans women is hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck her and fuck everything she stands for. Next.
Yeah. Okay.
News the second. So, dickbag fuckface asshole in the White House, DJT, which we should figure out what DJT really stands for. And Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem have had to ratchet down the requirements for ICE agents. Primarily, well, not primarily, but one of the things that they have definitely made easier is the physical fitness requirement for ICE agents. Because if you have in your head a slightly overweight white dude as being who an ICE agent is, it's probably correct. But they've made it now so that ICE trainees need to be able to, in under 14 minutes, do 15 push-ups, 32 sit-ups, and run a mile and a half. Which...
I can't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
That does not sound hard to me. But
that sounds hard to me.
Okay.
I can't run a mile and a half in under 14 minutes on its own.
Maybe.
No, I promise you I can't.
Okay, well, what is that, like a 9-minute mile?
Something
a
like
9-minute mile would be 13 and a half minutes, leaving you with 30 seconds to do the push-up and sit-up part. Maybe you're right. Maybe that is hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, in order to show just how like bad it is, a gay Senate staffer named Josh Sorby has now documented that he passes it just fine.
Oh.
Basically, so all of those people who flunked out of ICE training because they couldn't do the physical fitness thing lost to a faggot.
Is that the point he's trying to make?
Yep. Quote, I was in the middle of a workout. I was lifting and I ran across an article from The Atlantic that called out ICE's athletically allergic new recruits. And he said, I read the test and I was like, one, I know I can do this.
2, it's a good opportunity to show just what the reforms that have been happening within ICE since Kristi Noem took over the department and how it's very relatable. And it's a good way to capture attention to talk about it. And in the video, he mocks their recruitment push. He's running on a treadmill and he says, quote, MAGA is so desperate to villainize immigrants that they're willing to try to let anyone become an ICE agent. The standards to join ICE are so low. He's adorable and just out and proud, and is he's a press secretary for the Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee, and I just think it's hilarious to be like, a faggot can do it. What's wrong with you, tubby assholes, trying to like be basically glorified mall cops with guns and the ability to deport people?
He kind of bugs me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That seems like, oh look, I'm so fit. You know, like, look at me, I can do this. Like, oh, I'm exercising McGee over here. Like, of course, some gay is like, oh, look at me, I'm so fit, I'm so in shape. I can do it.
In an interview with The Advocate, he said, quote, Democrats are fit. Democrats are hot, and we're tired of Republicans trying to lay claim to health and fitness when it's so demonstrably false. And it's true that like Republicans have this like broy mask. They're all like Joe Rogan, like small juicers, and like we need to fight back and be okay with like, but we can be masked and fit and athletic also. I don't know, maybe not. You seem unconvinced.
I'm not convinced,
which is fine.
I'm not convinced that this is an easy standard to make. I'm not convinced that this gay dude is that I like his response. I'm not convinced on any of this.
Okay, well. Okay.
there it is.
There it is.
That's the way Kyle sees it.
Yeah. News the last, Kyle.
Yeah.
The brand new Prime Minister of the Netherlands is gay.
Oh, congrats, Netherlands.
Gays on the internet have turned into rabid fans of gay politician Rob Jetten, who's just won the election to become the Netherlands' youngest prime minister. So he's the youngest and the gayest.
Yeah.
So he is 38 years old, very handsome, and has a boyfriend who is hot, who is 9 years his junior.
Damn.
He is the centrist liberal leader, and it was a really close election, and a lot of people are reporting that it's a repudiation of the hard right and anti-Islam populist Geert Wilders. It's Dutch. I can't speak Dutch, Kyle. But the Dutch people were like, yeah, nope, we're going this way now.
Nice.
And ended up with a gay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's exciting. We need more gay world leaders.
I agree. And look at them, Kyle. Look at them being adorable.
Oh, that bugs me. You're like cute and like
powerful,
smart. Yeah, and powerful. Like, that's annoying. Pick a lane.
That's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of people that need to pick a lane,
they have, Kyle. $2, $5.
No, they haven't. That's what I'm saying. Some of you need to step up because we have no new Patreon members to announce.
Oh, fuck.
So if you want to get ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to support the show, if you want to vote.
If you want to be the youngest and gayest new Patreon supporter.
Then sign up. If you want to use Mike's hole, then sign up your drinking so you can do your sexual.
Look, if you don't use my hole, I'm going to put beer in it and then I will have kidney failure.
Yeah, so that'll be on you, dear listener. Then go to patreon.com/gayish podcast.
Do it.
Do you want to talk about sex workers?
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable about this one.
Oh, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, I think that like sex work for obvious reasons is sort of a controversial / taboo / uncomfortable thing to talk about. And when a lot of these kinds of ideas for episodes pop up, we're always like, we need to have somebody on to talk about it because it's in this category that we would be less able to speak to. Not that stops us, but
yeah.
So then we had Simon Suraci, one of our super Gabbridgers, who's also a sex worker, suggest sex workers and volunteer to be on the show. So here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to him. And this is a great topic to have a guest on to explain some of the personal experience and hopefully some stories about what it's like being a sex worker.
Yeah. I'm going to do a history of sex work, but that's going to be our Patreon segment.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll be with Simon Suraci to talk about sex work.
I also wanted to mention, like, we're going to be very focused on because we're interviewing one person. This is like one person's experience of sex work. We're not talking about the broad, like, every possible angle on sex work. This is going to be very focused on men for men and focused on, like, the consenting, like, there's some, like, sex work trade and the shitty things that underage and all that kind of stuff that happens, and we're not talking about any of that, and we understand that that's what happens when you interview one person. You get one angle on this topic, so easily one we could revisit and talk about many more angles in the future.
One and done. It's
or
good
one
enough.
and done, like the sex worker. But let's take a break and we'll chat with Simon.
Great. Let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're gonna Jesus Christ.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest right after we do the episode.
We're going to do the entire episode. I just launched into my, like, that what happens when we come back. Anyway.
I love that we're just phoning it in at this point, Kyle.
No, we're not. We're excited.
We're here with Simon.
Hi, Simon. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Okay, before we're going to ask you a lot of questions about sex work, but I wanted to start by asking a question about, like, the terminology. Do you prefer the term sex worker?
Yes, I do. I'm also a masseur. I do massage and I do sex work. Some of the misconceptions are that people say the word prostitute and it can be kind of degrading and just outdated, just kind of negative connotations. Sex worker is the right term for people that do sex work.
Nice. Okay, cool. Then we're in line with that. And has that, do you think that shift to the term sex worker has helped make any, like, positive change within the community or for, like, the kind of PR of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's brought a lot more dignity to what we do. There's always been a need for sex workers and sex work throughout human history. In various forms, and to put a name on it that describes what it is, dignifies it, and it's just another kind of work that people do in the world.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, there's also, you can be pro sex worker as the term. Does that also mean that you are anti the other options?
Oh, to say, like a hooker or a prostitute or like some other derogatory term.
I think my least favorite is probably streetwalker. That just is like gross. But
well, streetwalker is specific. So I have friends in the industry that actually do literally walk the streets. So like that would be a streetwalker. Whether they would want to be called a streetwalker, I don't know. But yeah, that's distinct from someone that mostly gets their clients online or through other means. So streetwalker is not just maybe a derogatory term, but also inaccurate.
Mm-hmm. How do we feel about escort? How do we feel about that term?
Escort is it's a little more nuanced, just because what I would like to say is capital E escort is not just sex work or only sex work. It is primarily companionship that may or may not include any kind of sex in it at all. Most of the time it does, like, just being real, most of the time it does, but not necessarily. And you can escort without doing any sexual things, and you can do sex work without actually escorting too. That's just sex work.
Mm-hmm. Well, then let's get into it for you. How did you first get involved in sex work?
Sure. So it's been some years now. I first started in massage, and really I got a lot of pressure from my clients who were mostly men and wanted more sexual things from me. And it was challenging having to say no to that and hold my boundaries, and for them to push back so often. And so eventually I was losing people right and left because they were just not, coming to see me for therapeutic massage. And so I decided and some of them would actually try to push the issue and make me do things, and I was not comfortable with that. So I would either have to lose them as a client, or they wouldn't be respecting no. So instead of, it was just kind of an experimental thing, but I said, okay, hey, here's the price for that, like, pony up. And then that got people to leave me alone and then respect me, because it actually placed a value on me and on the service. So they would actually back off and respect the boundary, whereas before they wouldn't. So it was kind of empowering to say, sure, X amount.
Was it surprising to you at all, the expectation that, like, if you just wanted to be a masseur and wanted to, like, provide therapeutic massage to somebody, did the expectation that also meant a happy ending or whatever, like, did that surprise you? Did you know what you were getting yourself into?
No, I guess I wasn't shocked by that, but the level of what people were asking for and demanding was, it's not, I just don't, not just a hand job or whatever. They want you to be providing full sex work services for massage prices, basically. And that's not okay.
That seems like you got into sex work more out of necessity than out of like a strong desire to like be a sex worker, out of like...
It started out of necessity, but I figured out pretty quickly, because I don't know where I was going with this, but I didn't really seek to do the whole sex work thing. It just became, someone said, yes, okay, I'll pay that. And it was like, oh shit, what do I do? Now what do we do? And then I found that I actually really enjoy it, that I'm really well suited to it, and that it's a good thing for me. I enjoy doing it. I'm good at it. And I found that I find purpose in it that I didn't even really expect when I started, that it is more than what it might seem on the surface.
What do you enjoy most about it?
I love helping people. I do so many different kinds of things in this work, and some of them really change people's lives. So, I mean, for instance, someone could be exploring their sexuality, and this is a safe way to explore it. It's kind of contained, and they set the boundaries. I have my own boundaries, of course, but they kind of set the terms of what they want, and they can get what they want without spending tens of hours on Grindr through a lot of really intimidating kind of scenarios on there. I help people explore. I help people find safety, identity, self-respect, confidence. All those things. I help couples connect. It's almost like a therapy thing for some people in some appointments. It can go to those kinds of places that have a therapeutic benefit to people beyond just, this is a fun, gratifying thing in a moment.
Do you also have kind of the other side of the experience where it's just about sex and...
Oh, totally. Yeah. It's full spectrum. So it's not all like, I'm changing the world here, doing sex work. No, I have no illusions about that. But yeah, I really value the clients that, for whom I can make a big impact, and the other clients that are just there for a good time, maybe one time. That's fine. That's part of it. It's a whole spectrum of different kinds of clients.
Yeah.
I'm curious, just like ballpark, throw a number out there. What percentage of clients are like straight married guys on the DL? Because that...
at least 60% for sure.
Wow. I did not expect you to say that. That's wild.
Bi men make up, you guys know this, they make up one of the biggest percentages of LGBT, male identifying people. It's bi men, and they're living straight lives, essentially, outwardly. And this is one of many ways that they are able to explore and engage with their male sexuality.
How many... So I said DL in my question, but how many do you think are there with like the permission of their spouse?
A few, quite a few. I would say the majority not so much. I see single men, I see partnered, married men, the whole gamut. But yeah, I'd say a lot of them are married or have a girlfriend or some other partner that doesn't know. And yeah, probably the majority don't know.
So I was married to a woman for a long time. I deeply, deeply closeted at that stage, and I could see myself doing this kind of being this kind of client, and then feeling really horrible about it. So, like, my instinct, I'm not proud of it, but my instinct is to view that as like tragic in a way. But I'm hoping that you'll talk me out of that feeling.
Well, everyone's different. Their situations are different. I see people in all different stages of their life, whether they're younger or older, or if they've come out at an earlier time or come out at a later time or not come out ever. Some of them never get married. Some of them are the stereotypical, the 40-year-old version, the 50-year-old version, etc. And they've never had sex with anyone, or they've only had sex with women. And they have come to this understanding that this is not for them, and they don't know how to go about exploring this. And they're single, and there's nothing wrong with them. For more direct to your point, or to your question, is married men, otherwise committed men doing this. You know, we're all on a journey, and I see some of these men late in their stage of their journey, and they have done all of these things for a very long time. It's either blown up in their face, they're now divorced, they decided, maybe it wasn't a scandal, maybe they just decided to get divorced and they didn't bring that to the table, so to speak. They just decided, I want a divorce, or get out of the relationship if they're not married. So there's that. And so I see how this can be part of someone's journey of self-discovery and understanding that is safe and affirming, and helps them do this in a productive way for them. And yes, they may be married, but I'm not a homewrecker. I'm not like trying to go destroy people's relationships for the sake of it. I'm trying to help people understand who they are on an individual level and to explore it and do what they will with it. Many of them just want to keep living a straight life or a partnered, whatever, married life, and never discuss it. And it's just kind of a secretive thing. Mm. Others, who knows where they'll be in 20 years? They might be in a really different place. And what they're doing now with me helps them on that journey to get to be their full self and understand their full self and live more authentically. Maybe they're not doing it today in this appointment with me, but what I'm doing is helping them down the road.
Whether in the context of sex work or like just on Grindr, I know that there's a lot of dudes out there that are just like no deal dudes, period. And it seems like there's two motivations or camps there. One is a feeling of like moral complicity in being involved in this person cheating on whoever their significant other is. But there's also, I think, this fear or self-protectiveness of like, what if their SO finds out and now they're going to come after me in some way, and that's a risk that they don't want to take on. But that makes me then wonder, like has a crazy spouse ever found out and come after you or harassed you in any way?
No, not me personally. I have heard many stories because I know a lot of people in this industry and even clients that have told me stories about their own experience where, hey, I was involved with a DL guy and basically having an affair, and it blew up and the wife found out, and it can get really ugly. For sure. And then he was kind of took the brunt of that. And he's not he's a client of mine who just happened to be having an affair, I guess, unknowingly with a straight guy. Yeah, I mean, no matter who you are, it can blow up in your face. Personally, it hasn't happened to me. Not yet.
How do you find your clients?
Or how do they find you?
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, I don't find my clients. I don't go out looking for them. They find me. I advertise online primarily through Rentmen and Rent Masseur, among other massage-related websites over the years that I've either since decided not to do anymore for various reasons. But so yeah, online.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, first of all, I love reading sex worker ads. It's like a thing for me. It's pretty.
What do you like about them?
It's like, sometimes just like going through and having the fantasy of what would it be like to hire this person. Then like the content or photographs or whatever that are in the ad, that is often enough for me to just spark enough of a fantasy to get off. And so I really enjoy that. And a long time ago, there was so Rent Men survived, but it was it Rent Boy? Rentboy.com? I think that was a site that no longer exists.
Yeah, I can't remember. Don't quote me on the dates, but I think it was 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. It was during the whole Sesta Fosta snafu, and the feds got the guy that was running that. And since then, it's been a lot harder for sex workers to advertise. I mean, we have other ways, we have other sites, but it's just kind of pushed us to the margins and made us less safe overall.
It makes me wonder, like, how does a website like that get around the fact that, right or wrong, it is in many jurisdictions illegal good or service that is being sold? I don't know how they get around it.
Well, I won't speak on behalf of RentMen or RentBoy or any other of the websites because I'm not their webmaster. I don't know all their reasons, but I have interacted with their webmasters asking these kinds of questions, mostly to do with how it impacts me and what they're able to display on the ads and so forth. Because, I mean, for instance, for a while we were showing full nude photos on our ads because that's what we're selling. We're selling sex. They want to see the dick. They want to see the ass, etc. And so it just makes sense. But recently, they started on RentMen in particular. They pulled all of the nude photos and put them in a premium gallery, which means that the viewers, the potential clients, have to pay a subscription to access those galleries, whether we want to have them behind that paywall or not. So it's benefiting. So RentMen is getting money from me paying a monthly subscription or whatever, 6-month subscription to advertise my ads on there. And then they're also getting it from the client side by charging them a subscription just to view the ad. It's not right. I think it's a conflict of interest. So there's just kind of like a business thing. I don't think that's a legal thing. But they'll hide behind some of these types of arguments to say, oh, well, this is a legal measure, or we're trying to comply with da-da-da-da-da. And really, they're not. They're just trying to take advantage of both sides of the transaction.
Sure. Yeah.
When you get a potential client reaching out to you, is it like, hey, here's what I want, let's go, and is it quick, or is there like some nurturing that you have to do? Especially, I'm thinking like, are there people that are nervous and you have to kind of like coach them through this, or what does it look like before you get to the like booking step?
Whole spectrum. So you've on the one side of the spectrum, you've got the client that is experienced, that knows what they're doing. They've done this many times before. They know what to ask. It's basically like what, when, where, how much. Like if you can just answer all 4 of those questions, or any other particular details about what they need, answer all those in just a few texts. That's the most streamlined way to do it. Most people are not that way. Most people fall in the middle of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum being you have to like coax them and coddle them and help them get past like what you're saying. Maybe this is their first time and they're nervous and they don't know how to interact. And they're asking a million questions and consuming really a lot of your time to be able to get to the point where you set a date and a time and they know what they're paying and so on.
Are you willing to share what your price is?
I will do that in the Patreon segment.
Okay.
All the economic stuff, you got to sign up.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks, Simon.
This is for you guys. I don't give a shit. I'll say all this stuff all the time, but for you guys. Get those people on there.
Yeah.
What does tell us what an actual okay, so someone books you and is it scary like just showing up to a random person's place? Like that seems like there'd be some like safety concerns.
Yeah. Okay. So I get this question a lot, the safety aspect. It is a risk to do this work because we do not know exactly who we're meeting every time. If they're new, we've never worked with them before. If it's an out-call situation, you have the risk of just the annoying things like wasting your time. Like if someone texts you address, a lot of times I compare it to kind of hookup culture where they'll say, hey, meet me at my hotel or my house or whatever. You show up and they don't give you the room number and then they just ghost you or show up to the house. No one's there. Like that kind of stuff happens all the time. It's either I chalk it up to they either get nervous at the last minute and they decide to just not go through with it, or they're playing games because, to your point, Mike, engaging with the fantasy goes beyond just reading the ad and looking at the pictures and having a wank over that. It's I need to actually contact the sex worker, have lots of detailed, explicit conversations with them, essentially sexting.
Yeah.
And pretend like they're going to set up a real appointment, spend all that time, and then at the last moment, like, ghost.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a challenge. So that's annoying. But on the safety side, we use screening tools. And for the sake of the safety of the people in the industry, I won't go into all of the details of what those tools are and what all those methods are. But we use many different methods to find out who people are and find out, is this a safe person? Do they have a history that we can rely on? Is this a real person? Because we get fraud and scam stuff all the time, just like everybody else does, but to the nth degree, because we're advertising and our phone number is out there. People are texting us random stuff all the time or calling. And some of it's just spam and fraud, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting.
We have a lot of tools. We filter out a lot of it. The longer you've been in this biz, the more you know how to screen people based on those tools, but also on your intuition, because there are certain red flags, which I won't go into all the details because that undermines the effectiveness of us being able to use those tools. But we look for red flags and we can filter people out really easily.
Are there similar like red flags to like when I'm talking to someone on Grindr and hooking up? Like I look for red flags that...
Totally. They're different red flags, but some of them, there's some overlap. Yeah. Yeah. Like, are they going to follow through? Are they going to be a legit client, or are they just yanking my chain, or they just want to sext for free?
What does an actual session look like when you actually get there? They're a real person, you show up. What does it look like?
Well, it's different for everybody. It depends on what they want, where we're having it. For me, I do a lot of massage-oriented stuff, which isn't necessarily sex work. It's therapeutic work. But most clients want some kind of a sexual component, a sensual, that it might be really mild, but all the way up to the client that shows up and pants are off, they want to kiss, they want to fuck, they want to do all the things like immediately, and that's fine.
Okay, so you are super open and honest, which I really, really appreciate. And in real life, like, do your friends and family know what you do? Do they have a picture of this? No?
No. Really, they don't. And I like to keep it that way. If it were to get out to my family or my close friends that this is who I am, this is what I do, I really wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't care that much. I wouldn't be embarrassed or be upset. It's really more about managing other people's emotions and their concerns around what I do. So, like, I don't know if my mom knew, like, I don't want to manage her emotional state. Are you safe? Or is this okay? It's like, Mom, I've been doing this for years. I know what I'm doing. I'm taking all the safety precautions that I can take. However, there's always a risk in what you do every day, just like choosing to get into a car and drive down the road. There are there's a certain marginal level of risk to everything you do, and minimizing those risks is key. Being smart about it is key. But yeah, I just don't want to manage everyone's worries.
Right. No, that's smart. Yeah.
What do they think you do? Like, what when you talk to them, do you talk to them about
they know
work?
I do massage. Yeah, I mean, I do massage, which I actually do.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just making it up. But the level to which it goes and all the other stuff that I do on top of that is not clear to everybody.
Gotcha.
Is there some don't ask, don't tell there for them? Like
I think so. I haven't. I mean, that's the whole thing. They haven't asked and I haven't told.
Right. Yeah.
But I imagine what's going through their mind when they hear a little snippet here or there about what I do and how I go about doing it. I'm sure they think something might be going on more, but they don't ask, and that's fine.
But you are out to them as gay, right?
Oh,
Are you gay or bi?
I'm gay. Yeah.
So I mean, I think some of that is probably just put two and two together. A gay masseur.
Yeah, you put those together. Yeah, it's like you're a gay masseur, and even if they know that most of my clients are male, then it's like, yeah, you can kind of think that. Yeah, sure.
You said
I don't feel like I'm hiding any huge thing.
Right.
You said most of your clients are men. Does that mean you have any women clients?
Occasionally, I have women clients, less and less so over the years, because I used to advertise on more mainstream platforms. Like I was saying, I was doing just therapeutic only massage, and I would advertise on Google, and I would like more mainstream places, and I would have women clients, and that was fine. I worked on women. They were comfortable with me. I didn't always say that I'm gay, and I didn't always come up, but I think to some extent that makes women more comfortable knowing that someone providing a more intimate service is gay, if they're a man.
So wait, would you massage women, or would you also have sex with women?
No, not have sex with women. Occasionally, I will have like male-female clients that like to see me, and it's more of like a threesome type of situation. And I do entertain women in those situations, but it's not my main market. I don't try to seek out women. I really just target men because that's my core audience, both gay, straight, bi, all that whole spectrum of male identifying, including trans men and trans women even on that spectrum, I would say, but mostly male identifying people. That's my audience, and that's what I stick to. And it's like I don't need to seek out the unicorn woman that wants to see me. If she really wants to find me, she will, and I won't turn her away.
Yeah. Well, so you're talking about your audience. Who hires sex workers? What are the like? I'm sure there are misconceptions. Like people think they know what somebody who hires a sex worker looks like, and they are probably wrong.
They're probably wrong. It's first off, let me just ask, maybe we can get to the misconceptions, because I'm sure maybe you have some of them. Who do you think hires sex workers?
Well, I mean, I have, so I think of me, but that's separate. That's a totally separate thing. I think that the stereotype, the misconception that's out there is somebody who is not attractive enough to have sex without having to pay for it.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, right?
That's an unfortunate misconception. Yeah. So my clients span the full gamut from conventionally very attractive, very fit, younger, etc. men to less attractive. I would say I caveat this by saying conventionally attractive because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Right. I've got people that I know in this work that are their type is not who you might think of as their type, because they're not everyone else. And who's to say what's beautiful to everyone? But so when I use the term conventionally attractive, I would just say more broad mass appeal. What do we see in porn? Like, what are those types of bodies looking like and those types of people looking like?
Who comes out of central casting?
Yeah. So that would be the far end of the spectrum. and that would be the minority. On the other end of the spectrum is people that have, like what you were describing, like they're conventionally less attractive, but their reason for hiring may or may not have anything to do with that. People hire for so many reasons. Kind of like I was alluding to before, it's like it's their first time and they need a safe space for this. Gay and bi, or I would say bi and straight identifying men need a safe space. And some of them, they're on the whole range of attractiveness, conventional attractiveness. And I see some really attractive men sometimes, but they have never done this before. And I don't think they even understand how attractive they are because they're not in this world. They're not in a bar where the people are picking them up and eyeing them all over and stuff. It's people that need safety, that need to explore. It's people that, frankly, just want the convenience of it, regardless of what they look like. People with disabilities. I have quite a few that hire for that have disabilities, and it's
we've had Andrew Gurza on our show a few times.
Yes,
and he likes
Andrew
to talk
Gurza.
about it. Yeah.
I love Andrew Gurza's podcast stuff. He's a great resource for what I'm touching on here. So I don't need to go into all of it. But for instance, I have clients with cerebral palsy. I have clients with intellectual or they're neurodivergent in some way, or mild to less so. And it's difficult for them to connect on the apps and in real life. It's just difficult for them to find the right people for them. And same thing. Everyone that I'm mentioning here spans the full gamut of conventional attractiveness. So like, for instance, I have a guy with cerebral palsy here in San Diego, and he's very attractive, like conventionally attractive. But he has CP, and he has a difficult time dating, and he has really limited experience with sex. And he has, anyways, I don't need to go into all his details, but, he has some niche interests and stuff that he needs to explore. And so he'll hire me for that because I'm safe, I'm convenient, reliable, I know what I'm doing, and I can actually help him in his dating life. Like, for instance, I helped him learn how to kiss better. Because I'm not trying to like say anything negative about him, but it's like he's coming at you with like one of my friends describes it as when the Simpsons are screaming and their tongue is a lot of older men, frankly, it's like they never learned how to kiss. I don't know what it is. Some people just don't know how to kiss. So it was like teaching him, no, like this is how to go about it in a more gentle way. Just for an example, learning how to do sex and intimacy and physical touch and connection, how to be gentle, how to be respectful, and doing that from a professional, like I'm a professional. I'm not going to be there rejecting him because he's wasting my time. I'm hooking up with him on Grindr and I show up and he's a mess and I'm over it and just want to leave. I'm there for him. So he can not know how to kiss. He can be more aggressive with his touch. He can not know how to do the things, but I'm there to actually help him because I have compassion. I want him to have confidence in his dating life. I want him to learn these things. I'm just using him as an example, like pull in any other client with any other issue. And that's what I'm there for. I want people to succeed, to be confident, to explore new things. Also, just the convenience of it all. Like you can look like anything, you can be any age, any weight, any body type, and just be sick of spending hours and hours and hours on these apps, going nowhere, people ghosting, not serious, not into, like the people that you want to connect with are not wanting to connect with you for whatever reason. And it's not always because of the way you look, frankly. Those people want to hire me because I'm their type. And I'm not everyone's type, but for them, I'm their type. And I'm easy, convenient, fast. They can spend half their week on Grindr trying to get someone that looks like whatever their type is. Or they can go on RentMan and say, hey, there's Simon. I'm into what he's into. I like him. let me just text him. I pay X amount and boom, I meet him and I get my needs met. It's so convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happens when you're not attracted to one of your clients?
Oh, that happens all the time. But the thing is, I'm a professional. I get hard. I get it up. I have sex with people that I'm less attracted to. The key for me is that the purpose I have in this work is to meet people's needs. I care about people. And the sex workers out there, some of them, I'll just say they're bad sex workers. They're doing this like it's an extension of their Grindr. I'm just using Grindr generically, whatever app experience. Like it's Grindr, but you pay me. Yeah. And you also have to be attractive to me, and it's going to be gratifying to me personally, and all those things that you would normally do. But by the way, you pay me this amount too. That's a bad sex worker. They're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're being unprofessional and frankly, just taking advantage of people. I mean, yeah, I'll have sex with unattractive clients and attractive clients, but the key difference for me is that I'm doing it for them. I'm there for them, no matter what they look like, no matter how into them or not I am. Or even if they're just annoying or off-putting in some way, I find what I can connect with them on physically or emotionally and just zero in on it.
You mentioned that one of your clients brought up some niche interests. What are some of the more niche things that you are willing to do, and what are there lines that you have of what you're not willing to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. I get this a lot because people want to focus on the extremes because they're more interesting.
Yeah.
Most people want vanilla sex. They want to get fucked. They want to suck dick. They want all the regular porn vanilla stuff. But I do have people that hire me for niche interests. And that's another good reason to hire a sex worker, because your particular kink or interest is going to be less common on the apps. Like people are not going to be into adult baby diaper lovers necessarily. And if you want to wear a diaper and run around and that's a whole niche thing. Not everyone's going to be into that. And personally, I'm not really into that, but if someone wanted to hire me for that, fine. I try to stick to what I really like because I can be genuinely excited about it and have more knowledge about it. But even the things that I'm less into, yeah, I entertain it. And that's the purpose. That's a good reason to hire, because it's convenience. It's getting exactly what you want, when you want, with who you want. Let's see. Okay, so some of the more extreme things. I've had people asking for slime play or
what? Sorry, you have to stop there. What's slime play?
It's they think of Nickelodeon 90s, the GAC and all of that. They want that, but they are turned on by it.
Do you have to do that in the bathtub? This is another episode. How do you do that with that?
A whole other episode. I mean, people. All right, for this particular client, I'm thinking of that was into this. I was like, okay, I got to charge you for this setup because I've got cleanup time, I've got prep time, I've got materials I got to buy for this. I'm like, I got all this plus what I would normally charge for my time. And so they were not having it because it was costing, I'm like, well, you want all this stuff, you got to pay for it or bring it yourself. Bring the materials, set it up for whatever. Anyway, that's a niche thing. People like to be bound. I guess that's not that crazy. A lot of bondage, BDSM style stuff. I get into all that. I do a lot of that. All different levels of it. Just light. I just want to be restrained in this kind of light way, or blindfolded, or gagged, or whatever, all the way to it's they can barely move. They want to be in a cage. They want to be locked away for hours, blah, blah, blah. I mean, people get into all kinds of different scenarios. A lot of it's about Dom sub, various manifestations of Dom sub dynamics. And it just plays plays out differently. Findom is a whole thing. In this industry, a lot of people just run for the hills. They're so afraid of this findom. Like on the client side, they're like, oh my God, a sex worker is going to take advantage of me because they want to take all my money. And it's like, well, the client is into it, not us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We're not trying to scam you out of your money. So that's like a niche thing. Very few people are into that, but the few that are really into it. What else? I could go on and on. Every niche interest you can think of, I get at least one request along the way for it.
Are there things you turn down that you're not willing to do?
Oh, yes. Oh, so that was part of your question. Like, what are my boundaries? What are my limits? Obviously, consent is the number one for me. If people want to be like abducted, for instance.
So simulated non-consent is a no for you?
Consensual non-consent. That's the term CNC. In the kink and BDSM kind of communities, we call this CNC, or consensual non-consent. And that is when someone wants essentially like a rape scene, or to be abducted, or to do something that is simulating that they are being forced to do something that normally in real life they would not be consenting to do. But in the scene, they want to feel as if they are being forced or coerced or whatever. It's fine. I still do all of that. I just have to get explicit, clear consent up front to exactly what we're doing, what the limits are. And is when I have that consent, I'm good. But anything that people want to like, breath play. That's probably one of my big ones, is if someone wants to basically like suffocate me, that's a no. However, I've got one client who is interested in me and another guy that I work with. He's also a sex worker and a masseur, and I can tell you more about him later if you want. But basically, we would both be present. So we've seen this client together before for like forehand massage, and the client is into like this, like he likes Hardy Boys and this idea of like people being tortured, like the villain is torturing the guys in the story. That's his kink or whatever fetish. And so he wants to like smother me with a pillow. And so I place limits on how long he can do that for. And I have my other sex worker friend in the room with me that is there as a backup, like a backstop, so he can stop anything before it goes too far. And that's a client I will see. Number one, because I already know him. I know him kind of socially, and I've seen him before with my friend and alone, and all that's good. But a new client that is wanting to do a similar scene one-on-one, no, won't do it.
Yeah.
Unsafe.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about regulars. I assume you have a few regulars.
Yeah.
What percentage of your clientele is regulars versus one-offs?
Maybe 65% or so. I don't have that exact figure right there, but roughly, maybe 65% regulars or more. And the one-offs oftentimes are not necessarily one-off. It might be once this year, but the next time I'm in that city or they see me in another city, they will see me. But it's really a matter of just time and place keeping us from having more of a regular relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that the dream or the goal would be like 100% regulars. Like if you could just get your stable of regulars and have that, pay your bills, then, that would be, convenient for you, safer for you, like
Absolutely. It's safer, more reliable, more fun, and more enjoyable because you get to know these people. You have these business relationships, and they're personal too. They become like friends. I mean, it's still professional. You still need to have those boundaries. I'm not their therapist. I'm not their brother, their personal friend. But I do get to know them really well. Some of them hire me for longer engagements, like overnights and weekends, and it's more involved than an hour or two or three. It's they want to spend a vacation with me, and I'm their companion. That's more on the escort side of what I'm saying, the capital E escort, because I can't do sex 23 hours a day for 3 days in a row. I just physically can't do that, nor does the client want or expect me to do that. So we're having meals together. We're getting to know each other on a level that is just really personal and really meaningful sometimes. And so, yeah, regulars are great. I love getting to know them, whether they're hiring me for a couple hours or whether they're hiring me for longer. And a lot of guys in this industry end up not necessarily retiring, but basically they stop advertising, like what you were getting at. Like they pull down their ad. They're like, I have the level of clients that I want to work with right now. I don't need more. And they just pull their ads and they only see regulars. And that's a dream because, it's safe and, it's reliable.
Has this had any effect on your non-paid sex life?
Like dating and
Yeah.
Yeah, I get asked this question a lot. I'm not unique, but I would say less common in this industry. Some of us are married, some of us are partnered. Most of us aren't, or not for that long. I have sex worker friends in the industry that they find it's difficult to maintain really long relationships because even if it's fine for their partner that they're in this work, they will not be fine with it 2 years later and break up. I've been partnered for 12 years now, coming up on 13 years. And he knows about everything that I do. And we've had quite a few rough patches. It's been difficult, really difficult at times. We're in a much better place now. We've gone through some therapy on this together, some couples therapy, but it's challenging. We're open. We have an open relationship. There's nothing else just for the practicalities of my work, but even just in personal dating, I feel like it's really healthy for us in particular, maybe not for other couples, but for us, it works to be open. We see other people from time to time, and it's great. And my personal sex is totally different than my work sex. And for me, that's paramount because when I'm with a client, it's all about the client. All about the client. When it's for me, it's equally as much about me as it is the person I'm with or people I'm with. And that's the key difference. So it's like, I get to decide, am I going to come? Like, do I want, like, where, when, how? Like, this is a negotiation. I want something out of this that's going to gratify me. I also want this to gratify you. But in a client situation, they're like, no, it has to be like this. I want to do it that way. I want to do this kink thing. And it's like, well, I may not be into that kink. I may not want to come or come at that time or whatever, but that's what they're paying for. So it's not really particularly gratifying to me personally when I'm working, but there are moments of incidental pleasure, I guess, fun moments. But for the most part, I'm just concerned about the other person. When it's personal, it's also about me.
There is, I think, the trope of the sex worker who is in a monogamous relationship except for their sex work. And I am fascinated by that dynamic.
I know people like this, and it's challenging. A lot of those, I'm not going to say that it can't work or that it never is successful, but a lot of them struggle with this work. The boundaries are difficult to, like, they get blurred. Yeah, it's possible. It's just challenging. It's really challenging.
Have you ever hired a sex worker?
Ooh, I would like to. I have lots of people that I would like to hire for sex that I just haven't yet. Indirectly, I would say I've hired on behalf of clients for clients. So that's not really hiring for myself. It's not the same thing. But that's another thing I do is I specialize in putting together groups and threesomes, large groups, whatever the client wants to do. I'm good at vetting other sex workers, finding out who's got a good reputation, who's going to be a good fit for the client's needs. And the client doesn't have to be very good about reaching out or their communication. I do all that for them so they can just enjoy the session. So in the course of doing that work, I've found lots of people that I find really interesting that I might want to hire for myself or for my partner, that I think my partner would really like this person.
Well,
I haven't done it yet, but I will.
And you're going to find me a 10-inch dick. We talked about that in our meeting that we had.
Yes.
You're working on it.
I will find you a 10-inch dick if you want me to. We can talk details of what that means. And do you want me to set that up for you? Do you want me to, like...
Well, that's Patreon content too, Simon.
That's Patreon. Well, no, we got to tease them. We got to edge them. They got to know this is the goods. They got to pay for the Patreon for that.
I think that there's also an association between sex work and obviously sexual health, like safety, STIs, that kind of thing, but also drugs. Like I sort of associate that industry with drugs and drug use. Can you just talk briefly about that and what your experience has been and how you protect yourself?
Great question. Yes, drugs are a part of the industry landscape. There are quite a few sex workers that use drugs, and I avoid them for the most part because they're unreliable and not very good, because they're doing it for the wrong reasons. Usually it's related to their drug use. Maybe they're feeding a habit, so on and so forth. That's someone I don't want to work with for professional reasons, but also just for personal safety reasons. Occasionally a client will want to use in a session, and I just don't do it anymore. I used to. I've had some bad experiences, and I won't detail all those here. Maybe I'll save that for a story for another time. But yeah, I just don't do it. It's unsafe. It's unnecessarily risky for them and for me. And I just avoid it. But it's part of this landscape. That's why I think it's so important to do your research. If you're a person interested in hiring a sex worker, I think part of your vetting process is to, if it's important to you, maybe you want to use drugs, and that's the opposite, I guess. But if you want someone that is not going to be using drugs, that can be part of your vetting process and your research.
Is that just by asking them?
Yeah, you can ask them, hey, is it okay to use such and such during, or, party or whatever the euphemism is. A lot of times people are wanting to use crystal meth or other drugs. And I just say no. But there's going to be a sex worker out there for that client that wants to use during their session. That's not going to be hard to find. So yeah, it's part of the industry landscape, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, gosh, time has flown by.
Yeah.
It's a big topic. We can save some of it for Patreon, obviously.
Mike's going to do the history of sex work for Patreon, and we'll maybe talk a little bit more about some of these questions that we're saving up.
Yeah. I can do the short version.
Okay.
Well, great. Sometimes we ask, like, any last thoughts or words of wisdom. If somebody's interested in hiring a sex worker and they're worried that they're going to get in trouble, or they're worried that it's not legit, or that they're going to be in danger, or they don't know where to start, like, what's your advice to somebody who's, like, down with the idea of sex work but is just maybe a little afraid, needs a little nudge?
All right. So there are many misconceptions about this, a lot of really hysteria and paranoia about law enforcement. No, sex work is not legal in the U.S., in most of the U.S., with the exception of maybe, I don't know, like a rural county in Nevada and maybe some isolated other areas in the U.S. Most places it's not legal. However, it's not really like, law enforcement is concerned with trafficking. They do not want people trafficked. And I think that's what they should be concerned with. They are not concerned with a man like myself putting an ad online and having clients one-on-one. but they want to stop people from being trafficked. That's really the issue there. In general, it's safe to do this. I would say for anyone that's interested in sex work and that wants to explore more of these topics, more specifically men for men sex work, they should check out thecompanyofmen.org, which is a website that is really largely run by clients and is from a client perspective. But I'm on there among many other people in the industry that talk about these questions. Like if you have a question about sex work, safety related, or really anything else, they've talked about it on there. And you will have a variety of perspectives and opinions, and you'll find some kind of consensus opinions on there. And I encourage anyone to look at that. You can also find more information about like particular providers. That's what we say in the industry, providers, like instead of sex worker, provider could mean more generally a masseur, a sex worker, men for men, body work, whatever.
Capital E escort.
Capital E or whatever. Provider is a more generic term. But if you want more information on a provider, more particularly if you want to check their reputation, like has someone else hired this person? Do they have good things to say? Do they have warnings? That's a good place to look to find out what's the tea on some of these providers. Are they safe? Are they going to be a good fit for me?
Nice.
Well, Kyle.
Yeah, Mike.
Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay, let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
So are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We are going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first, Simon Suraci, tell us all the things. What do you want people to know? Where can they go? Where can they find stuff?
Sure, it's easy. I'm Simon Suraci on all the things. Social media, Google me, Simon Suraci, it'll pull up all my stuff. I'm not hard to find. Simon Suraci on Rentman, Simon Suraci on Rent Masseur. Eventually I'll do a website. I'm in the process of that now. Don't have it yet, but look for me. Google me, you'll find me.
Awesome.
Great. Well, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails. It's 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
Our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
Let's do our Gayest and Straightest.
Okay, let's do our Gayest and Straightest. Wait, before that?
Before that?
Or after that?
What?
Come on the cruise.
Oh.
Come on my face. Buy our book.
Buy our book. And vote in the Losers Month poll.
Yeah, Losers Month is coming up.
No, it's here. Because you already posted it to
because I'm very good at my job.
Because you're
and
good at your
it's
job.
already on the
and
Facebook.
You're on top of it.
Facebook.groups/Gayish podcast.
No.
Facebook.com/groups/Gayish podcast.
Yeah.
There's a poll there.
Yeah.
Spell poll.
Hopefully.
Fill it out.
Yeah. Select the ones you want to vote for.
And Patreon happy hour. If you're a Patreon supporter, it's tonight.
Yes. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, it is tonight, November 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Pants optional.
Pants optional. Yeah.
Okay, now we can do our gayest.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're so good at this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Great. Okay. The gayest thing about me this week is I think boyfriend and I, our Halloween costume, I had a Halloween party and I thought our Halloween costume was hilarious because my shirt says leaf blower. His shirt says leaf. It's fantastic.
I saw you first and I was like, I don't understand how this is a costume, but whatever. Yeah.
Yep. And then the straightest thing about me this week is a lot of people were here at the house for the very first time last night and just giving tours of the house and then getting to the gym portion and talking about gym stuff. Mm-hmm. Everybody inevitably was like, oh, you could do squats. You could do like they had exercise opinions. So we like gym broed out about that. And it just felt kind of straight, like sharing workout tips, which is actually a gay thing, but like it felt straight. Yeah, I don't know.
I get you.
How about you? What's your shit?
My gayest is coming to your gay Halloween party.
Great, excellent.
Because that's what gays are supposed to do on Halloween is go to a gay Halloween party. That's kind of the expectation. And my straightest is that I did not dress up. That I am not a Halloween gay.
Somebody asked you what you were, and you said you were like the darkness in your soul or something.
I was wearing a black T-shirt, as I always am, so I was just like, I'm the darkness of the night. I don't know. Someone texted, I was texting with, said I didn't wear a costume, and he was just like, are you just Kyle going about daily life? And I was like, yes, that's what I'm dressed as. So Simon, what about you? What's your gayest and straightest?
Sure. Gayest. I went to the opera last night, and I wore this purple shimmery suit with velvet trim, and I was there with my partner, and we were not matched, but just coordinated. Very gay.
Cute. Nice.
And we saw a couple passing us by in the lobby of the opera, and they were wearing their purple coordinated but not matchy, and we both looked at each other, and they looked at us, and were like, yeah, you got the memo.
Yeah. Game recognizing game.
Very gay. Opera was great. Fun. The straightest, fixing a toilet. That's on my list.
Ew.
You know, the little flopper thing with the hole. We got to replace that. Also fixing my Jeep. That was one of my other gayest and straightest, that it keeps popping off this like starter cable, but I managed to super glue it in place.
Oh.
That's a straight guy approach. Like duct tape it, super glue it. Yeah, I think that's pretty straight.
Yeah.
Gorilla glue. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Simon, for being on. Thanks for answering all of our questions. Thanks for sharing a lot about yourself and about sex work, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I love to talk about this stuff off this podcast. You find me on all the places. I'll answer your questions.
Awesome.
Just contact me.
And thank you to sex workers everywhere.
Yeah.
And thank you to the clients who love them.
Yeah. And thank you to our super gap bridgers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Suraci. Oh my God. Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Porcio Stossel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Zanya, Michael Cubbington, Thomas B, Dusty Sanzay, Coleman, Chris Kachatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Kachatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
And bye. What is going on? Good afternoon. Okay. I didn't take my meds, Kyle.
Oh.
It's going to be that kind of episode.
Okay, great.